Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to Thigh Company Gaming. Glad to have everybody here today as we are going to be covering Grow a Kingdom here on Roblox. This is going to be part 4 to their Invasions update, guys. Their Invasions update that they've been working so diligently on. For those of you who don't know what the game is about, Grow Garden is by Pretty Bad Games. Shout out to Pro Gamer and Epic and the team. And pretty much Grow Kingdom is a game where you build your own kingdom, create your own civilization. You have different players, different towers, units, houses, and buildings. So let's go ahead and dive right in and see what is new in Grow a Kingdom. All right, guys, so this is part 4 to the Invasions update here. There's also, the war update as well. So as you can see here in the game, Invasions, man, they have a lot of new soldiers, a lot of new fan art, lore, new build mode, and the war update's pretty cool, guys. Pretty nice and amazing. So a couple of things I did want to bring up right quick here regarding the Invasions mod, because I know there's been some confusions added or about the game that people have been trying to figure out about. So the first things first, I'm going to kind of bring up some comments, some stuff on Discord that's been talking to as well. So Grow Kingdom does have a Discord page for fans of the game. Those of you who are curious about future updates, what's been going on, they have all that there. All right, so let's see here. So a couple things. People have been also talking about some weird issues that they've encountered recently in the game. So let's see here. So according to people about on Discord, so the first question is regarding the royalty system here. So there's a building known as the royalty building, just to show you all right quick here in the stands. If you talk to Rob right here, there's a building here known as a royalty building. Hotel complex. I'm gonna get the complex because that's kind of rare to get. Let's see what else we can get here. No banks. Okay. A content creator. Yes. Do you like my shirt? All right. All right. I'm actually recording right now. Let me tell him. I am actually recording right now. Cool. So shout out to Damie or Dammy too. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Any decorations? I see streetlights, flag. All right. I'm not seeing any new units, but the one I'm talking about is the royalty building right here, where you place it down on your map and you get a royal member. The royal members in this game basically are a unit that generates a lot of gold for your kingdom. But people can use assassins, which you can see. You can get an assassin from Billy's shack right here. Hello, Billy. There's a thief. So the assassin is this guy here. It says assassinates a royalty in the kingdom you placed in. It's a one-time use. All right. So sometimes when I've noticed with the buildings here, if you can click multiple times, you can get extra units here. Let's see. Can we do that with another unit, possibly another complex or something? Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know how exactly it works, but I've noticed that kind of a interesting thing in the game. Maybe it's a bug or something. I don't know, but it's kind of fun to get. All right, so I got a complex. Where's my place? There's my place here. So complex here is going to be, let's see. We're going to go into build menu. So here's how the build menu works, because people have been asking about that too. So to go to build menu, you have to press B to open the build menu. And we have a complex here. Cool. So because we have a complex, I'm going to just put it probably like right here. Cool. Pretty nice. So back regarding the topic about royalties. Somebody was asking about what happens with the royalties. So question is by Castiel. Castiel's asking, if a royalty dies, is it done for good? Is there any way you can regain or get back a royalty? That's a good question. So typically, from at least from what I've been seeing, to answer Castiel's question, usually when an assassin attacks or kills a royalty in the game, usually that's it. But maybe in a future update, they might possibly add some kind of way to get the royalties back. I don't know. Because it would it does suck to have no royalties in a castle, and especially with no way to get it back. It kind of gets depressing, just to have this one building that doesn't give you anything as soon as royalty dies. But another question, a pretty interesting question that I received from another user here, by the name of, let's see, what's this person's name? K asks, so what about kings? Will kings be added to the game? Kings and queens. That's a good suggestion. I don't know how they would work, because it's kind of like you want an upgraded royalty, basically, or main powerful royalty. Perhaps something like that would be added into the future. Pretty cool idea, though, because you could say like a king would be somebody who governs your own kingdom. Maybe have like a higher gold generation or something, but that's pretty cool. So to answer your questions there, I did also have another user here by name of S, who's having some issues with progress being lost. And they're saying here that when they were playing Grow a Kingdom in a private server for hours, grinding for many buildings and cash, they had left, but then when they left and joined a public server, the progress was rolled back to hours ago. So, for example, they went from 20 million to 1.4 million, and all the buildings got reverted back to hours ago. And they're saying that if you need any further information, feel free to reach out to them. So I guess what they're saying is that it's an issue about memories and being transferred. I don't know how the game works exactly, because it seems like they went from public to private and then back to public. So what they're saying is that after a lot of work, they didn't seem to get that work transferred back from private to public. So maybe there's like an information loss there. I don't know. Hard to say exactly. Hard to say. All right, so let me see if I can go into the comments here that people have been asking about here in Grow a Kingdom. All right, so first one I'm going to be answering is back from the previous video, the previous Invasions Part 3 video, where a few people were asking about a few things. So according to Pro Gamer, regarding the lore here, the Grow a Kingdom Island is a part of Kimto. Kimto is their lore map for the game. It's small, invisible to the map island near the southern coast of Noom. And Noom is like an area that has a bunch of noobs. Another question from Bradley Cronin's asking, how do you get the bank? Is it a rare or unattainable unit? Pro Gamer answers rare. So yes, it is a rare unit. That's why you have to go back to the stands here and see. Let's see if we can maybe hopefully get a bank. It would be nice to see that. Let's take a look. So check the buildings. No complexes. We do have a hotel if we need it. All right. Any good ones here? So yeah, the bank. So a bank, we don't have it in the stands right now, but a bank, what it does, it says it collects tax on produce buildings, money stockpiles until you collect it. There's also a tax collector that gives the banks more added bonuses too. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. The other question that people have been asking here comes from Grow a Kingdom, specifically the War Update Part 2 video. I have two comments there. People were asking about how the war system works. The war system is kind of a tricky thing. From what I understand, you're supposed to select a bunch of units and then kind of send them out. But there's been a lot of confusion about how that works exactly. So according to Pro Gamer, to actually attack someone, once you have clicked on their name in the war menu thingy with all possible players to attack, you have to select what units to bring with you before attacking. So let's try that out. Let's try that out in the game here. So let's say, who can we attack? Let's attack. Oh, here's, for example, here's another thing. I don't know if how accurate this menu here is, because we're having issues with this in another video where we're playing with a few other gamers. So when you go into the invasion, so the invasions menu should be in the top right corner here, and someone's asking if no one pops up here in the menu, it means no one has PvP enabled or no one has expansion 2. So no one has expansion 2. All right, so I think this is expansion 1, and all the rest of these I think are 0. Yeah, so nobody else has expansion 2, so you have to be having a war against other expansion 2 kingdoms. For example, we are at expansion 2, so we could, in theory, fight somebody. So if we run into somebody, we could fight them there. So that's a good tip from Pro Gamer there for the people who are kind of confused. All right. So cool, that answers a few questions here. So some people have also had issues where a second wall cannot be upgraded. So what they're talking about is like a double wall or 2 castles. What this means is that when they do an upgrade, the old wall stays and an additional wall gets built around. And then they're stuck or having glitches where they're not able to upgrade anymore. So it's like going from 0 to 1, but you can't go from 1 to 2. A few other players are saying that they're having some population issue glitches. For example, according to the user by the name of B, they have noticed that when they play Grow Kingdom, they had around 300 population, 281, and then they left the game and rejoined on a different server, and then all of a sudden, boom, they had a sudden population drop from 281 to down to 70. And then S also writes here that half of their buildings stopped working when they left and rejoined. So I don't know. I mean, my buildings seem to be working here. So I wonder if maybe there's a memory transfer issue that's going on. The only thing that comes to mind is I know that one of the things that they were trying to do was to help minimize like the inventory system here in the bottom and kind of migrate it to like a separate build menu. And maybe in that process, when they were going from using this to a build menu, some kind of issue popped up. Maybe an issue of transferring of memory. Hard to say though. But it's definitely something to kind of keep in mind. Let's see here. According to Arct, you can also apparently there's a bug in the shop. According to Arct, he's saying you can buy more stuff in the shop if you reconnect in the VIP server and where there is at least 1 or more players. It would also cause more issues. So I wonder if that's memory overload. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting idea. Another player by the name of Krenia is saying that you can also do buildings. So I think what they mean by do buildings, they might be talking about what I was able to notice in the shop menu, where you can also like buy a bunch of things at once. So let me see if I can show you an example of that. Let's see. Well, Billy's shop just restocked, so let's take a look and see what Billy has here. Alright, so no complexes. Yeah, no complexes by the look of it. Maybe something in here, a windmill. Alright, here's an example. So the windmill here, just to show you what he means by duping the buildings. It says here, stock 1x, which means that there's only 1 of this available from the shop. So if I click on this a bunch of times, maybe it might give me a bunch. Let's see. So, no, it only gave me 1 there. Let's see, maybe something from this menu. Alright, let's try the blacksmith. Maybe the blacksmith will work. No? Okay, so I don't know what they mean by the duping, so that's interesting. I wonder what that would mean. Alright, so let's sell some of our resources here. Got a bunch of swords, a bunch of wheat. I got that fire sword, guys. Anybody have a fire sword? Alright, let's sell... But man, I like that the sword's on fire, man. Isn't that pretty cool? Y'all do that with your swords in this game? It's pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you think about this down in chat. All right, guys. So let us go ahead and wrap this up right over here. So yeah, guys, what do you think about Grow a Kingdom with their new Invasions update? The new War update's pretty cool, right? But guys, if you have not already, make sure you do subscribe to Thigh Company. Subscribe to Thigh Company Gaming. Hit the bell icon as well so you do get notifications for future gameplay videos, future shorts, live streams, and channel updates as well. Like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below as well. What are your thoughts on the new updates in Grow a Kingdom here? Pretty cool though, but I'm curious to see what will the new update be. Let me know down below in the comments what you would think would be awesome to add to this game. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching today's video. This has been Thigh Company here on Thigh Company Gaming, and we'll see you all in the next gameplay episode, guys. Peace out and take care.